Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, whichever suits you best. I'm back again. I'm working on a attachments, basically structural attachments to help the Nemesis cockpit blend in with other parts. So basically what I've done here is I've imported my basic exterior geometry for the Nemesis and a Deimos 1x1, and I am working on this cube right now because this is going to be our structural part. So what I want to do is I want to get this lined up above the 1x1, and we're going to then line it up to the back wall of my Nemesis cockpit here, and then we're going to go to edit, and we're going to go to faces. We're going to pull that guy up. This is how I'm going to start it, basically. I'm just going to try and get this to kind of line up. You know what? Select all. Let's go ahead and actually... No, that's fine because that's right up against the bumps there. So that'll be perfect. So we're going to go ahead and then do this. We're going to pull him across. Just to about like that. I'm gonna grab you. We're gonna bevel. Okay, so that's not quite right. Let's go ahead and bevel again. I want to get it to where at least the one, yep, that part lines up about. Alright, now we can just do this. Move you over just a little bit to line up with you. Move you up to about that height. Then let's bring this full face over. Okay, so I can see a problem here. What we're going to do is we're going to grab you and we're going to lower that. That's actually a little bit too far over. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Now I'm going to actually bring this line all the way over to the edge over here. And don't worry, we will create a second structural part for down here to fill in on the side, and we'll also do a third structural part to do on the bottom. The idea being that you'll be able to use these to kind of extend your that shape out. Let's go ahead and go boom. I don't know that I necessarily want... I think that's what we'll do. We'll go mesh, bisect, kind of do this. There you go. Now we're going to go ahead and lower that. It should give us a similar diagonal cut. You know what? That's the wrong direction. I need to actually diagonally cut in the opposite direction because of... Yeah. So we'll start here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Maybe we'll do a diagonal cut like that. Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay. And what I'll do is I can actually have this be like flippable too, so you could line this one up to one behind it type of thing. Actually, no. You know what? We don't want that. We do want to just go ahead and do the original plan. Mesh, bisect. Because I'm going to have to extend the length of this guy anyway, and it'll look better probably after I do that. Alright, there. Yeah, okay. Okay, now let's go ahead and just grab you. Let's just pull you back to the right length to be covering this whole thing. Yeah, that's not too bad, alright. Yeah, this is just to kind of give you guys an idea of how I go about making, you know, like some structural parts to kind of blend in with these other parts that I've made. Oops, Control Z. Nope. That's what I want. So there you go. That'll at least kind of give you that same shape going back. Perfect. And I'll be able to put like a snap point up here. Alright, select all, mesh, symmetricize. That kind of gives you an idea of what that's going to look like going back. Yeah, that's not too shabby. Alright, so now let's go ahead and select all, mesh, bisect. Go right about there. Oop. Alright, that'll work. How do I want to do that? We'll do this. Nah, that's a little too big. There you go, that's better. Kind of carry on that same pattern here. Or at least that's the idea. Yeah, that's not so bad. There. Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Yeah, I kind of like that. We'll hold off on that for now. So now we'll do the same thing here. Again, we're trying to keep it roughly about that same size. There are tools out there that can make these kind of paneling easier here in Blender, but they do cost money. And it's just not something that I've really ever felt the need to invest in. But like there's one called Random Flow that's often used by modders and that. And it can do a lot of these same types of work, like very quick with like a quick press of a button, and it'll just randomly add like lines and shapes into things, and it does a really good job. There's nothing wrong with that tool. It's just not something that I personally use. I kind of prefer to do things manually and get them exactly the way I want them. But you know, to each their own. Everybody can do whatever they want. Part of the reason why I like to do it manually is because I do like things to be symmetrical. Even like my lines in things, I like them to be symmetrical. I know some people prefer like the Star Wars method of just kind of like random shaped panels overlapping and that. Again, to each their own, you know. Do what you want. Make it how you want. I'm going to make it how I want. And, no. Hopefully the way I like it is liked by other people and it's not just me, but, you know, if not, c'est la vie. Anyways, yeah, we're getting there. So basically this is going to be like a, excuse me, like a 1x2 or a 2x1, whichever. No, it's 1x2. Structural piece that will line up, you know, with the Pelican or the Nemesis cockpit. I also plan to do this with the Avenger version, making some structural parts to line up. Like I said, after I do this top piece, I also plan to do a bottom piece to line up if you have like a 1x1 here, and also some side pieces to fill in the sides. So you'll be able to literally keep that shape going down the hole if you want. Whether or not you'll end up liking it the way I do, you know, hey, that's all on you. That's for you to decide. You may decide that you'd rather just use vanilla parts to make your structural parts to try to blend it all in. But I figure this just gives people another tool to use. The side parts I plan on having like structural connections so that you can add like wings and stuff too. This part will have both a bottom connection point and a top connection point. So if you wanted to then stack stuff up on top of here, you could, or at least that's going to be the idea. You know, we'll see. We'll see how everything turns out. At the end of the day, it's your game and you should play it how you want to. Alright, let's go ahead and do the same thing here. You know what? Let's grab that closer to the edge here so that I can get a little bit deeper in. Probably about like that. Yeah, okay. That's not bad. Sorry I'm not talking a ton, guys. I'm working. And like none of this stuff has to be perfect. It's really just more of a matter of I want it to be close. I don't necessarily want it to actually be perfect though. I kind of want it to have that kind of like this is a homemade feel. It's not. I don't necessarily want it to feel like it's machine made, if that makes any sense. Let's go ahead and select all, mesh, symmetricize. That'll get those sides all looking the same. Yeah, I kind of like that. Actually, not that. Do you see what I see? Oh, the silly little things that I do in my models. Oh, that won't work. It's okay. We can fix that. Oh, that's the one. There you go. Now we can do it. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Boom. I want that to go down, not backwards. There you go. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh no, there's something wrong. When did that happen? Here, hold on. Let's find out. Oh, it was when I was doing that. I don't really know what it was that was doing that. Huh. Not exactly sure what caused that. Let's try this again. We'll do a really tiny one. Okay. No craziness sticking out. That's good. There it is. What am I clicked on that is causing that? I don't really know. I do know. There is something right there in between those. There. That should fix that problem. Yeah, perfect. Okay. There you go. Yeah, I think that'll work. That'll be one of the structural pieces. Then I might still do a little bit more work on it, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of something that I'm hoping to have in my next update that I haven't really talked about or shown off yet. It's basically just an idea of trying to get more parts in here to help this cockpit be blended into your models that you choose to make. Like I said, I might do some more work on it to try to make it look a little more like I still need to do something here probably for the connection on the back and the front, but It's okay for now. I think this will be, let's save this as nemesis top structural, or structural rather, and we'll figure out a better name for it as I continue to work on more parts. But anyways, that's going to probably be it for today. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. Obviously, I'm still working on things. I should have more videos showcasing work on my ball or my spherical turrets. Probably this week. I'm hoping to get a couple of new models done this week, and then probably a couple more done next week, so that then it'll probably be like 2 Saturdays from now or 2 Sundays from now. Hopefully I'll be able to get 8.2 out with some of these updated models and parts. But yeah, anyways, I hope everyone's having a great week, and I hope you continue to have a great week. And that's going to be it for me today. Bye for now.